Welcome to another episode of You Ask, I Answer. Today, Tony is asking, what are some unique tips, scripts, or tools to measure meaningful interactions in social media versus typical engagement metrics like impressions, clicks, likes, etc., beyond counting replies or comments? Meaningful interactions, I think, in this particular instance, is sort of code for how Facebook is trying to determine what's going on. And we know algorithmically that any kind of interaction is important. So in a lot of ways, Facebook gives you that data already for your brand page, and then in some of the monitoring tools they own. Facebook purchased a tool about a year ago, it's maybe a little more than a year, called CrowdTangle, which is one of my personal favorites. It's free of financial cost now, but there's like a multi-year waiting list to get in, so apply sooner rather than later. However, for these meaningful interactions, it's what Facebook says it is for their particular algorithm. And so what I would do is, if you have a really good social media monitoring tool that has the ability to infer estimated reach and stuff, run a correlation matrix between the performance of a post versus all the variables that are in your brand page, and then ideally, if you can get a hold of competitor data, even better, because running a correlation matrix will help you understand that these are the variables that seem to be most associated with the desired outcome, which is the interactions, versus the variables that don't seem to matter a whole lot. If you want to get super fancy, there are ways like Markov chains to do that from a machine learning perspective. But for the average social media marketer, digital marketer, I would do a correlation matrix. That's something you can do in the free open source software R programming language. You could even do very simple correlations right inside of a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. So you have your column of all the different columns, and then just run a standard correlation function in the top cell in each column to the desired target, which is like your overall interactions, and see again which one of those columns seems to be most closely associated. A third tool that I think is a really good one for this application, it's not free, it's a tool called Ibm Watson Analytics. And there again, you take that spreadsheet of here's all of my social data for that I get out of my Facebook page, and you specify a target. You say, I want to know what predicts interactions or what predicts engagement. And what Watson Analytics will do is it'll essentially do a multivariate analysis and say this combination of variables seems to best fit a prediction on meaningful interactions if you can define it within your spreadsheet. And so I think for the average social media marketer, that's probably the best tool because there's really no coding involved. It's assembling the spreadsheet and then literally typing it into Watson, what drives engagements. I think that'd be a great choice for predicting that. Now, at a bigger picture level, I would not stay within the social networks data. So I would also blend in Google Analytics data. So if we're talking about Facebook, you have impressions, clicks, likes, all video views, etc. I would then take website traffic to my website from Facebook. I would take conversions or goal completions from Facebook as a source, and I put all that in there too, and then use like a tool like Watson Analytics to say, tell me what results in conversions from Facebook, because that's really what I'm after. Engagement's important in terms of beating the algorithm, if you will, but the real gold is in getting an actual business result out of it. And so I would incorporate the Google Analytics data as well, and that might even give you deeper insight into the Facebook metrics themselves, because what generates interactions may not generate conversions. And so then you have to play a balancing act between those two very different goals. The goal that Facebook has commanded of us all, and the goal that actually matters to us all, that turns into business. So Tony, hopefully that gives you 3 sets of ideas that you can use for measuring these meaningful interactions. You can find Watson Analytics from IBM at watsonanalytics.com. Just disclosure, I'm an IBM champion, so I occasionally get like shirts from them as compensation. Anyway, thanks for the question. if you have questions, please submit them to You Ask, I Answer. There's a link in the show notes to the questions page. Answer them as they come in. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel and also to the newsletter. Thanks for watching.